Welcome to The Debate. Our focus today centers squarely on commercial real estate strategy, specifically comparing two remarkably distinct approaches to securing premium office space in London, based on the material we have. So the real disagreement here, the thing we're really getting at, is this. When you're analyzing these potential office locations, should a firm prioritize the immense yet intangible benefits of historical prestige and geographic centrality, or the immediate tangible advantages of modern infrastructure and, operational flexibility? I will be arguing for the superior long-term strategic value in the prime Mayfair location.
And I'll be arguing for the greater, and I think more immediate, operational and functional value provided by the prime Kensington location. We're really looking at a classic tension here. The choice between investing in a kind of foundational legacy versus investing in seamless, day-one utility. It's a choice that becomes particularly sharp when you compare a historic property in W1J against a modern, fully serviced facility in W14.
My position rests on the undeniable long-term brand equity and superior connectivity offered by the Bolton Street property in Mayfair. And all this at a significantly lower entry cost of £450 PCM. The initial price advantage is one thing, but the real enduring value is in the narrative. The story attached to the W1J 8BD postcode, prime Mayfair, a prestigious address, all housed within a period property. This isn't just an old building. The description explicitly notes it was once the home of Winston Churchill. That heritage grants an immediate, almost unassailable gravitas, a legacy signal that is instantly valuable to any business, from a new startup seeking investor confidence to a global firm. And the connectivity is just peerless. It boasts excellent links to 4 pivotal underground hubs: Piccadilly Circus, Bond Street, Oxford Circus, and Green Park. It really places the business at the nexus of London's commercial world.
I come at it from a completely different angle. While that history is, it's interesting, contemporary business success is built on technological stability and cash flow management, not on historical footnotes. The Hammersmith Road property in Kensington, priced at 500 PCM, provides superior and, I would argue, necessary operational features that easily justify that marginal price increase. This is a distinctive, reflective glass building that is, and this is key, immediately fully furnished. That eliminates all immediate capital expenditure for the tenant. We have to focus on the guaranteed utility here. It is fitted with the latest IT and telephony, offers daily cleaning, a manned reception, and fully stocked kitchen facilities. These are tangible productivity levers that remove friction from day one. The Mayfair listing relies on implication. Kensington provides explicit, guaranteed infrastructure. And perhaps most critically for any modern, agile business, the Kensington option explicitly offers flexible terms. That's a concept that is often, incredibly difficult or expensive to secure within a traditional period property lease. Let's immediately address the financial mechanics, because this is where that £50 difference is profoundly misleading. The £50 a month premium, which is about an 11% increase, isn't just paying for cleaning and a kitchen. It's an investment in operational certainty. It's a critical shift from capital expenditure, CapEx, to operational expenditure, or OpEx. For any startup or fast-growth business that needs to preserve capital, avoiding the CapEx of fitting out an entire office, furniture, networking hardware, phone systems is absolutely essential. That cost for the Mayfair property could easily run into 5 figures up front. The Kensington property is plug and play. So are you truly advocating that a business should save £600 over a year, only to spend maybe £15,000 immediately on furnishings and an IT fit-out for this period property?
I think that premise is, it's fundamentally flawed because it assumes the Mayfair property offers zero existing infrastructure, and it fails to account for the difference in strategic cost allocation. That saved £600 per year, which is a substantially lower base rate, should be strategically redirected toward core business growth, maybe advanced marketing or specialized hiring. We are talking about a bespoke fit-out, not just commodity furniture. When a firm invests in a W1J postcode, they often want to customize their space to reflect a high-end brand, which is impossible with pre-selected generic furnishings. Furthermore, the implied functionality of a prime Mayfair address, backed up by that general suitability claim, means that foundational needs are certainly met. I maintain the brand value from the Churchill connection, and that W1J 8BD postcode is simply irreplaceable. The operational features you list, cleaning, furnishings, IT hardware, these are depreciable commodities. The legacy is a permanent asset that transcends any marginal benefit found in W14, and this leads us directly to the question of image and longevity. I reject the notion that a modern business should necessarily select a structure that might be, stylistically ephemeral. The historic Mayfair setting, the sheer permanence of a period property, it provides a deeper, more dependable professional image. It conveys history, stability, and gravitas to high-value clients. I would ask you, how long will a distinctive reflective glass building remain distinctive before it simply looks like a corporate structure from the early 2000s? A period property offers aesthetic endurance.
That's a compelling argument, I'll grant you that, regarding longevity. But we have to challenge the relevance of that historical endurance to modern commerce. Does a 28-year-old software investor or a high-growth tech client prioritize the legacy of a World War II figure over guaranteed fiber optic stability and natural light? I suggest they do not. The reflective glass building, with its fresh decor and an abundance of natural light, appeals directly to modern talent retention and, frankly, wellness initiatives. It signals a forward-thinking, transparent organization. More critically, the image of modernity is backed by substance. The Kensington facility explicitly mentions being fitted with the latest IT and telephony, and we really need to unpack that technical definition because this is a non-negotiable operational difference. Latest IT and telephony in a modern office implies specific features: redundant fiber connections, dedicated server rooms, enterprise-grade VoIP systems, scalability. The Mayfair property's description only guarantees access to Wi-Fi. That is a massive operational liability. Access to consumer-grade Wi-Fi in a 100-year-old building means potential dead zones, structural interference, and zero redundancy. A serious financial or tech firm cannot risk operational downtime because of historical architecture. The W14 option guarantees performance. The W1J option leaves a crucial element of modern business to chance or requires substantial tenant investment to fix it.
I acknowledge the critical importance of robust IT, of course, but we must assume a baseline competence for a prime Mayfair business center. The provider there is likely catering to an equally demanding clientele. However, my point stands on strategic brand positioning. The W1J address is the gold standard of corporate signaling. For sectors where client trust is paramount, wealth management, exclusive legal practices, high-end consulting, that Mayfair legacy creates an unassailable foundation for brand trust that no amount of fiber optic cable can replicate. You're focusing on internal efficiency. I'm focusing on external perception and client conversion rates, which are disproportionately influenced by the physical manifestation of prestige.
Focusing on external perception is all well and good, but if a client visits that Mayfair office and experiences slow internet or sees staff struggling in cramped, low-light spaces, which are common issues in period properties, that external prestige evaporates instantly.
Right. And that brings us to connectivity, which is another area where Mayfair's assumed superiority needs scrutiny. While I acknowledge its centrality, let's look closely at accessibility for the worker and the utility of the local environment. The Kensington property is ideally situated. It offers immediate, highly manageable access, being within a 10-minute walk of both Hammersmith and Kensington Olympia stations. This proximity, a single short walk, is excellent for daily commuting. Furthermore, the local area provides a powerful commercial and social ecosystem. It's home to the Kensington Olympia Exhibition Center, a huge variety of local restaurants, pubs, bars, cafes.
This density of local amenities supports networking, sure, but also employee engagement and retention. It creates a balanced work environment, which is essential for attracting modern talent.
I have to reject the notion that localized convenience outweighs strategic metropolitan reach. Connectivity for the Mayfair property isn't about the length of the walk. It's about the breadth of access across the entire city. The W1J address links to 4 different major underground hubs: Piccadilly Circus, Bond Street, Oxford Circus, and Green Park. These stations cover the Jubilee, Victoria, Piccadilly, Central, and Bakerloo lines. It is an unparalleled density of transport options. This dramatically reduces commuting friction for staff traveling from all over London, from the financial hubs in the east to residential centers in the west. And more importantly, it elevates client convenience for anyone traveling into central London. The Kensington option, while excellent for the immediate West London commuter, it just lacks the strategic universality that Mayfair provides as the definitive center point. It is the difference between being locally accessible and being centrally ubiquitous. Let's pivot back to suitability and the critical issue of risk management over time, particularly related to the lease. The material states the Mayfair space is explicitly suitable for the requirements of any business, from small startups to larger companies. This implies not just functional capacity, but a structural and legal framework that can accommodate different business life cycles. For a period property, securing a longer, more fixed lease, maybe 5 to 10 years, can signal stability to the market and potentially secure better rates overall.
You're discussing an ideal scenario for a very mature business model. I contend that the explicit promise of flexible terms in the Kensington property is critical for survival and growth in the current economy. The implied rigidity of a period property lease, which often involves restrictive planning clauses, demanding repair obligations, and difficulty in making internal modifications, is an operational headache a modern tenant simply doesn't need. Businesses today manage uncertain growth. They need to scale up or down rapidly. The flexible terms in W14 provide short notice periods and easy expansion. The claim of Mayfair's universal suitability is undermined by the very nature of a period property. Inflexible layouts often complicate modern open plan demands, and necessary internal changes might be impossible because of listed building regulations. The Kensington building, by contrast, is designed from the ground up to be functionally versatile and instantly adaptable.
And moreover, let's reconsider the long-term economics that go beyond that initial £50. Period properties are notoriously energy inefficient. The hidden costs in maintenance, heating, cooling, and necessary repairs that inevitably fall back on the tenant through service charges, they will quickly negate that initial saving. The modern, reflective glass building is designed to maximize natural light and thermal efficiency, providing guaranteed fixed operational costs that are predictable. Operational resilience is a strategic factor you are overlooking, in favor of a historical narrative.
That you're focusing heavily on the negative possibilities of a period lease. The positive leverage gained from securing a prime Mayfair address cannot be overstated. That W1J postcode is a statement instantly recognizable globally, which vastly enhances attractiveness to high-level investors and international clientele. The W14 postcode, while desirable, lacks that global, unassailable prestige. For a startup trying to break through the noise, that external signal is often more valuable than a few £100s saved on heating bills. It is the cheapest entry point into the most valuable corporate address in London.
I reject that. I reject the notion that a marginal brand gain outweighs guaranteed operational efficiency. A business that is constantly hampered by unreliable IT or cramped conditions or the logistical burden of managing cleaning, reception, and furniture sourcing is a business that cannot grow regardless of its postcode. If a business moves into Mayfair and then has to spend staff time and capital managing logistics, the operational drag outweighs the prestige. The Kensington facility is a fully integrated service. It allows the business to focus 100% on its core functions immediately. That operational agility is far more valuable than resting on the past glories of a historical figure.
But that historical association is inherently linked to stability and enduring quality housed in a physical structure, the period property, that suggests the business itself intends to endure. It's a statement that your strategic intent is long-term.
And the statement made by a distinctive reflective glass building with the latest IT is that you are a modern, forward-thinking, and efficient company ready for the future, prioritizing performance over tradition.
My position remains firm. The intrinsic value of prestige, the historic association, and the unparalleled centrality offered by the £450 Mayfair address make it the superior strategic choice. This is an investment in long-term brand positioning and legacy, leveraging W1J8BD's global recognition as a permanent asset.
And I maintain that the functional benefits, the explicit guarantees of seamless tech, full furnishing, dedicated cleaning, manned reception, and crucially, flexible terms, in the £500 Kensington property provided demonstrably higher degree of immediate operational utility and reduced financial friction. It is, simply, the better tactical choice for meeting the requirements of the contemporary business environment.
Ultimately, this comparison really does illustrate a fundamental strategic tension. The choice between investing in a foundational, intangible legacy at a lower base cost and investing in explicit, guaranteed, tangible efficiency at a predictable fixed cost.
Indeed. And both positions are credible, evidence-based interpretations of the data we have. The ultimate decision requires a business to quantify which risk is greater, the risk of operational friction and high upfront costs in pursuit of prestige, or the risk of sacrificing global brand resonance for immediate tactical utility. There is clearly much more to explore in the material here.